Well, Rahul Gandhi, it seems, is not backing down from the Chaukidar Chor Hai narrative. He renewed his attack on the Prime Minister at a rally in Purnia in Bihar today, despite the Main Bhi Chaukidar counter-campaign by the BJP, which the party has said has met with great success. Today, the BJP chief once again tried to underscore how the party was the only one to be providing strong leadership, saying Rahul Gandhi should apologize for Sam Pitroda's comments on Balakot. This a day after the Prime Minister took on Mr. Pitroda and tweeted #Janta Maaf Nahi Karegi, which soon became a top Twitter trend.
कांग्रेस पार्टी को कुछ सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं। कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष श्री ने इस बात को देश की जनता के सामने स्पष्ट करना चाहिए कि आप इस प्रकार के जघन्य हमले को, जो देश की जनता को झिंझोड़ कर रख देते हैं, उसको आप सामान्य घटना मानते हैं, रूटीन घटना मानते हैं। 2, कुछ लोगों की हरकतों से, 7-8 लोगों की हरकतों से किसी देश को दोषी नहीं मानने चाहिए। क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी मानती है कि जो आतंकवादी घटनाएं देश में होती है, इसका पाकिस्तान सरकार, पाकिस्तान की सेना से कोई रिश्ता है या नहीं है? कांग्रेस पार्टी हर बार चुनाव नजदीक आती है तो तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करती है, एपीसमेंट की पॉलिटिक्स करती है, वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स करती है। इसमें मुझे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार बनने के बाद देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने टेररिज्म के प्रति जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति को अपनाया है। एवरेज निकाल दिया जाए तो सबसे ज्यादा आतंकवादियों को दंड देने का आंकड़ा अगर किसी एक सरकार ने बनाया है तो वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ने बनाया है। कश्मीर के अंदर चाहे आतंकवाद हो, चाहे अलगाववाद हो, उसको समाप्त करने के लिए एक के बाद एक वैज्ञानिक तरीके से बहुत कदम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने उठाए हैं।
भाइयों और बहनों, एक बात सुनिए, छोटा सा सवाल, क्या चौकीदार गरीबों के घर में मिलता है या अमीरों के घर में? आपने कभी किसान का घर देखा है जिसमें चौकीदार खड़ा होता है? आपने मजदूर का घर देखा है जिसमें चौकीदार खड़ा मिलता है? छोटे दुकानदार के घर में चौकीदार दिखाई देता है ना? चौकीदार अमीर लोगों के घर में दिखाई देता है। मगर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने, अनिल अंबानी, मेहुल चौकसी, नीरव मोदी, ललित मोदी, विजय माल्या की चौकीदारी की है।
Let's take this straight across to our guest tonight. Joining us from the Congress, Mohammad Khan. From the BJP, we're joined this evening by Bhaskar Ghosh. Ruhi Tiwari, Associate Editor of The Print, is with us, as is Dr. Sanjeev Tiwari, RSS thinker and political analyst. Mohammad Khan, let me begin with you. Is the Congress still convinced that, the Chaukidar Chor Hai battle cry is still working for it, despite this grand counter-campaign by the BJP? What is resonating with voters?
I think, Ankita ji, the answer lies in the question itself. The very reason that the Prime Minister felt compelled or required to respond to Rahul ji's Chaukidar Chor Hai jibe is why he launched this campaign. The impact of the Chaukidar Chor Hai campaign resonated so much with people. Remember, this started in November and December of last year when Prime Minister Modi was talking about Christian Michel and the Gandhi family. Rahul ji was pointing out to his lapses as a so-called Chaukidar. And the result was there for everyone to see with regard to the 3 state elections. Thereafter, the Prime Minister, sensing imminent defeat and realizing that, of course, people understand that there is truth to this slogan, because the Prime Minister has let all his friends, whether it's Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, Sande Sara, Vijay Malia, the list goes on, he's let all of them escape. So slogans like this resonate when they have a ring of truth to them. And in this case, there is no doubt that Chaukidar Chor Hai, which is why we are even having this debate today. This debate today is a testament to the fact that the Congress has won that particular war of the narratives.
Ruhi Tiwari, is it really resonating with voters to the extent that the Congress would hope? Is corruption an issue to the extent that the Congress would hope this time. Also, given the fact that every time Mr. Modi has been attacked directly in the past, it seems to have boomeranged for the opposition and in fact gone in his favor. Is this not something that should worry the Congress?
Ankita, to put it bluntly, I really don't think it's resonating at all with the masses. I think the Congress is just going on the wrong track entirely in the run-up to the 2019 elections. It should have chosen a different narrative. In fact, does the Congress even have a narrative except being anti-Modi? What is the vision that it's offering to the voters? What is its own strategy? It does not seem to have one. Also, coming from a family, an entitled family, which is associated with a dynasty whose last stint in power at the center was perceived to be so corrupt, to target the Prime Minister using words like thief, I don't think that's going to help the Congress. You're right, it might just end up boomeranging. I'm not sure that the voter of this country, so far, at least till now, views Prime Minister Modi as being corrupt. And I don't think this is the right strategy for the Congress if they want to seriously pose a challenge in the elections.
Mohammad Khan, if you want to respond to that before I take this to Mr. Ghosh and others on the panel, also because, the BJP continues to insist that every time, for instance, that you question Balakot as well, it's going to boomerang against you, and hence this attack on Mr. Pitroda. What was the need at this point for Mr. Pitroda to question Balakot? Because aren't you getting trapped in the BJP's own narrative?
I'll answer that. But first I want to respond to Ruhi very quickly. Ruhi raised two questions that have been part of the BJP's playbook for a very long time: dynasty and corruption. On the subject of dynasty, may I point out that every single person who is in office today has arrived there by way of an electoral process. Rahulji goes to the voters time and again. It is they who elect him into the position where he is. Number two, the last two prime ministers in the Congress governments weren't from any dynasty. They were there by virtue of their merit. On the second issue of corruption, Ruhi, over the last 4.5 years, I think the BJP stands exposed because every single allegation they made, beginning and ending with 2G, has culminated in absolutely nothing. हम यहीं खड़े हैं रूही, वो लोग जो है आरोप लगा रहे हैं और हम यहीं खड़े हैं आंखों में आंखें डाल के उन्हें चुनौती देते हैं कि कुछ तो साबित करो यार, सारी एजेंसियां तुम्हारे पास. और with regard to your question, Ankita ji, I'll tell you honestly, the BJP loves talking about Balakot and Pulwama. You saw it immediately after the tragedy where 40 of our Jawans lost their lives. The senior most leader in Karnataka comes out and says, now we will win 22 seats.
Yes, but absolutely, Mohammad Khan, you're making my point for me. Then why give them an opportunity to talk about Balakot and Pulwama again? Because the moment any of your leaders say anything, they're going to say, oh, you're questioning our armed forces, this is an insult. Yeah. And you're just sort of caught up endlessly in that narrative.
Ankita ji, I'll tell you something. First of all, Mr. Pitroda clarified immediately that it was his personal opinion. We clarified it was his personal opinion. We train and engage spokespersons. We invest so much time in selecting spokespersons so we can put out our views with articulation and clarity. And yet when any member of the party gives a view that is contrary, you suddenly seem to take that as the opinion of the party de facto, which is very surprising to me. Can I just conclude by giving you another example? When Prime Minister Modi, shortly after the airstrikes, said, had we had the Rafale jet, we could have gone further, and Pakistani papers took this as an obnoxious admission, falsely, that our Air Force is inferior to the Pakistani Air Force. What an obnoxious admission. And they attributed it to the Prime Minister. Did we run a narrative saying that the Prime Minister is working for Pakistan, or did we say that the Prime Minister is anti-national? Of course not. The very fact is the Prime Minister seized upon this yesterday because it gave him a chance to distract from his failed narrative on jobs, smart cities, social harmony, you name it. He loves talking about this only because it distracts people.
Okay,
so very quick. Can I just say one?
Yes, very quickly.
You're just saying what exactly all of us are saying. You're talking about national security and you're talking about Chaukidar Chor, and you're letting the BJP off the hook on issues where you should question them. Where is the discourse on jobs? Where is the discourse on farmer anger, rural distress? You're digressing from it. You're giving the BJP an opportunity.
We did 2 press conferences on jobs last week. Who carried it? Did the print carry it? No, you didn't. We have been putting out data meticulously. We are doing our research. We're putting all this out in the public domain. None of you carry it. Yesterday, Randeep sir carried a press conference. NDTV and one other channel were the only ones who carried it. Everyone else blacked it out. That is the degree of petrification that exists.
All right, okay, let's bring Bhaskar Ghosh into this. Mr. Ghosh, would you then say that the BJP has been very successful in setting the narrative? Whether it's questioning, the questions that come on Balakot, whether it's countering the Chaukidar Chor Hai campaign, have substantive issues been fully brushed under the carpet?
See, Ankita, first of all, let me go down to the memory lane. that this Congress party is very skilled and very fond of creating the jingles and beating the drums. Do you remember this intolerance was another caption which has been coming out of the research and analysis department, and finally when the voting was over, the entire intolerance was over. Similarly, here you see this Chaukidar Chor Hai, this is of course the the Congress's very favorite jingles, but yes, Chaukidar is after the chor. Who is the chor today in this country? Proven chor. 12 lakh crore choris in last 10 years. Anywhere you lay your hands, underwater, above ground, in the air, everywhere you'll find there is a chori and chori.
I think the larger question.
Now,
Ghosh, could you enlighten
they
us
are
as well?
allegedly. When you talk, I never interfere.
No, but I want an example.
No,
of
I will
citing
give
numbers.
you. I'm telling you,
Please back
these
them up with
numbers
facts.
are recorded numbers.
Recorded where?
Yeah,
in the Modi app?
everywhere. Not only that, if the right time comes, I'll give the list of that.
Okay, but
this Congress, they are very, they are very skillfully, they used to ulte chor kotwal ko dake, something like that, that they are trying to, dump upon the things that why you are so chokidar. But we are not afraid of that. We are not afraid of that.
Does it suit the BJP then to have the narrative linked only to corruption or restricted only to corruption to national security, so that the government then doesn't have to answer
Ankita,
on its performance for the last 5 years at all?
Ankita, let me finish in like 5 seconds.
Yes.
Now BJP has responded in the Chaukidar Chor, and you have seen the 4-minute video. It is very clearly narrated there. The Chaukidar means we are the we are the protector of the interest of every sphere of every stratum of people over there, right from farmer up to the internal security. We are not here to protect the, like Mr. Rahul Gandhi has told, that only Chaukidar is affordable by the riches. Chaukidar is a term coined that we used to paharedar of all these chores out of these UPA government who has siphoned so much of money, stashed away so much of money, and their product is Vijay Mallya to Nirav Modi to Mehul Choksi. This is not our product. We are, our Prime Minister, if they are Chaukidar, they will go and they will catch Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi back to this country. But
why did they let them run away in the first place?
We last 4.5 years, we have not created a single instances of Mehul Choksi or Vijay Mallya here. Don't forget.
Okay, let's bring in Sanjeev Tiwari, who's been patiently listening to all this.
I have a history of your party to tell you that will
I think the jury is still out on whether...
I don't think you've read the newspapers
Okay,
over the last 4.5 years.
Mohammad Khan, Bhaskar Ghosh, I think the jury is still out on, whether the voter actually thinks corruption is as big an issue as the parties seem to think. It would probably fit your narratives to just talk about that for both sides of the political spectrum. But Sanjeev Tiwari, does the voter really care? Is this now becoming so much about the narrative, so much about the spin, that we are losing sight of the real issues? Whether it's Bijli Sadak Pani, every time we go out and speak to voters, those are the things that they're talking about.
See, when we talk about the different narratives, then these narratives are tried to be created with the Congress itself. And I'm very much sure that you must have seen that what the different narratives the Congress tried to attack on Narendra Modi from time to time, that is Maut Ka Saudagar or Chai Wala or Neech. That was boomeranged to the Congress itself, and that is what happened in last 1 week or 2 weeks. That means the Chaukidar Chor has slogan which was coined by Rahul Gandhi, and he was trying to successfully implement it in the masses. The masses have now realized that Chaukidar is basically not the thief, he is not the chor, but he is the paharedar of the country. And that is a narrative going to the people. They are least bothered about the different things, but they are bothered about two important things. One is the corruption, and the second is the security of the country, which happened after the Pulwama attack. And you see how the Congress leaders, they are trying to appease, I don't know whom, but they are trying to fight the elections from the soil of Pakistan. It happened yesterday also.
Now,
when the chief of the Congress, overseas chief of the Congress party,
yes.
Sam Pitroda, he was talking about the, what do you call, troops and other
Mohammad
things.
Khan to respond to that actually. What was the need for Sam Pitroda to bring up Pulwama again? Hadn't that entire saga already been addressed and perhaps not, to the Congress's best interests, why rake it up again, providing the BJP with an opportunity to say this all over again?
Mr. Ghosh and Mr. Tiwari have both made certain points about my party. I will address those and I will answer your question. Both Mr. Ghosh and Mr. Tiwari seem to suggest that the Congress presided over rule of corruption, etc. And according to Mr. Ghosh, has continued to do so over the last 4 years despite being in opposition. I simply have this to say. If there is even a grain of truth to it, then that doesn't reflect poorly on us. It reflects poorly on you. Because आपके पास सारी एजेंसी आप कर क्या रहे हैं? कितनी कमजोर सरकार है? Finally, I want to also say this, that look, you hide behind Pulwama and Bangladesh.
And that is
you use it in this fashion, which I think demeans you more than anything else. I'll tell you why very quickly. See, the Prime Minister, immediately after the 40 soldiers were martyred, right? Your leaders give statements like, "Ab hum chunav jeetenge, 22 seatein jeetenge." Another one campaigns wearing army fatigues. Your Deputy Chief Minister actually puts out posters in your Deputy Chief Minister in UP puts out posters with jets in the Prime Minister's face. You guys tried to आप लोगों ने तो सियासी रोटियां सेकना शुरू कर दी उनकी चिताओं पे यार. इतनी शर्मिंदगी की बात है. And here's another thing, Tiwari साहब, आपको पता है पटना गए प्रधानमंत्री जी. On that same day of his rally, there was a memorial for one of the people who had been martyred. Nobody went there. Nobody attended that memorial. आप लोग जो है गिनना शुरू कर देते हैं. आप लोग राजनीति करने लगते हैं. नहीं सर.
Mr. Ghosh, is it not true? Is it not true that the BJP president himself mentioned 250 bodies?
That's why President from his own source has mentioned.
No.
Because they were asking कितना लोग. अब Mamata Banerjee has quoted their alliance. Mamata Banerjee has quoted कि Washington Post, New York Times में निकला था.
But Mr. Ghosh, are you then saying that no opposition party can question the government on any matter of internal security?
No, of course they have all right to question it. But they are not questioning. They are threatening and they are aliegating the government.
घोष साहब, let me tell you
आप जब surgical strike होता है,
कोई सवाल नहीं उठा रहा
तो आप when surgical strike, you claim I have done so many surgical strikes.
घोष साहब, I am agreeing with you. घोष साहब, I am agreeing with your figures. I am agreeing with
neither of you can be heard at this point, and I think
how many deaths was told.
I think this debate pretty much reflects the noise we're also seeing on social media in these various campaigns. I'm going to leave it there.